Welcome back to Core4Adventures. I'm Laura.
And I'm Carol, and today we're going to be talking about one of our favorite cruise ship topics, which is shore excursions. One of the reasons we love to cruise is that you can go to a different port every single day and have a wide variety of experiences. And what you bring with you off the ship can really make or break your day. So today we're going to talk to you about what you should pack in your day pack for a cruise shore excursion. Now, we've been on both cold weather cruises and hot weather cruises, so there are some differences, but there are also some universal items that you want to consider.
So of course you want to take the most important items first, which are your passport and ID. Now, a lot of times you don't have to take your passport directly into port. You can leave it in your safe in your room, but I would take a picture and leave it on your phone so that you have it just in case.
The next item you need to bring is your cruise card. This is what you scan when you get off the ship, and you also scan it when you get back on the ship, and that helps them keep track of everybody. So what happens if you lose your cruise card when you're out in port? This actually happened to Pepper when we were in Juneau, Alaska this last year. He lost his cruise card, and we were like, what's going to happen? Is he going to be able to get back on the ship? Well, he had his photo ID with him, so when we went back through security, they were able to look him up in the system, and they let him back on board, and he just got a replacement card at the service desk.
And of course you're going to want to bring some cash into port, including small bills for tips for your taxi driver or excursion guide. And don't leave that credit card at home. You never know when there's an emergency. Even if you don't think you're going to need it in the port, it's good to have.
You'll also want to bring along with you any shore excursion tickets. Now, if you booked your excursion through the cruise line, they will provide you with tickets in your cabin on your first day. You need to remember to bring those with you. If you booked an excursion with an outside company, bring a printout of that reservation just in case.
And take a snapshot of the required onboard time before you get off the ship. Don't leave it to the app, and definitely pay attention to ship time versus port time, because it does matter. Keep in mind that when you put your phone back into Wi-Fi mode or back onto your regular cell phone carrier, it will change back to the port time. So note what the ship time was and if it's different than the port time so you don't miss your ship. You never want to be a pier runner.
And the final essential item to take with you when you leave for a shore excursion is the port information, including a contact number if something goes wrong. You're going to want to get a hold of someone if you need assistance when you are in port.
So our next tip to make for a great shore excursion is to make sure you bring the right bag with you. You need to consider exactly what you're doing at the port that day.
For example, if it is a beach day, bring along a beach bag or maybe a mesh bag so that the sand can fall out. Or if you're just going to go shopping throughout the port, a tote bag would be fine to put all of your purchases in.
And if you're going to go hiking, a backpack's the perfect thing. But if you're going to go shopping, maybe some small fanny pack or cross-body bag to keep close to yourself so you don't have to worry about pickpockets.
Next up, let's discuss some of the items that you would want to bring for a shore excursion on any type of cruise, whether it's a cold weather cruise or a hot weather cruise. Number one on that list is sunscreen and also lip balm. You do not want to get burnt, especially on your first day. And if you're going to be swimming in the ocean, make sure that your sunscreen is reef safe.
And of course you're going to want to bring some sunglasses, but I do highly recommend that you get an inexpensive pair that you don't care if they get scratched or damaged, because the inevitable is probably going to happen. But do make sure you get ones that are polarized, because it does make quite a difference and you will see a lot better with those.
Another thing to consider is bringing along a reusable water bottle so that you can fill up and carry that throughout your shore excursion and stay hydrated throughout the day. Another thing to think about is the weather. You may want to bring along with you one of those folded up plastic rain ponchos. They're really small and can just be thrown in your bag, or you may want to bring a foldable umbrella.
Next up is comfort items. There's some things that you're going to want to have on that shore excursion with you, like hand sanitizer. Do we really go anywhere without it anymore? And you might consider a small first aid kit that includes things like Band-Aids and Tylenol. I fell when we were in Megan's Bay and scraped up my knee. I was perfectly fine, but I would have loved to have had a Band-Aid or two.
Another thing to consider is your prescription medications. Think about how long you're going to be off the ship and plan ahead for what you need to have with you to take your meds on time. And you may also consider bringing along with you some over-the-counter seasickness medication. Why? Well, you're saying, I just got off the ship. Why am I going to get seasick? A lot of excursions have to do with smaller vessels, whether it's like a dolphin or whale watching tour, a snorkeling tour, you're out on a catamaran for the sunset, and those smaller ships can cause more motion sickness than the bigger cruise ships. And also, when we were in the Caribbean, we got on these taxis that took us up these really winding switchback roads to the other side of the island. It was pretty intense, and some of the other passengers were feeling a little green. So be prepared and take that ahead of time.
And make sure to bring along some bug spray. A lot of those shore excursions do take you to places where you will be exposed to insects. You want to be prepared. But you won't need a big full-size bottle of bug spray. Just bring a small travel-size bottle. It will be more than enough. We discussed this previously in our packing tips for Alaska, and we're going to link that video in our description box below. Another thing that's great to bring along on that shore excursion is some Kleenex. You never know when you're going to need them for all kinds of things, and it's great to have something like that handy.
And finally, bring along with you some hair ties. When we were in Ketchikan, Alaska, we got caught in a rainstorm and my hair was a hot mess. I went to 5 different stores trying to find something to put my hair up, and I ended up buying a scrunchie that was giant and expensive, and I will never wear it again. It was necessary in the moment, but I sure wish I'd had some hair ties in my day bag.
Next, we're going to discuss what electronics you're going to want to bring with you into port. Of course, you're going to want to bring your cell phone. That's a no-brainer. But consider bringing a backup battery as well. That cell phone battery is going to be depleted a lot quicker than you think it is, especially if you're going to use your phone to take a lot of photos while you're in port or to get a hold of people back home. It's nice to know that you have that backup battery with you so that at the end of the day, in case there's an emergency, you can still get a hold of people and your phone doesn't die.
You'll also want to bring along with you any special cameras to take all of those vacation videos and photos. We like to bring along with us our GoPro, especially if we're snorkeling. We take wonderful underwater video like this one with the sea turtle right here. Isn't he cute? Also, bring with you some binoculars, especially if you're going out on a shore excursion that involves a lot of sightseeing, some whale watching, etc. But don't make the same mistake that we did in Alaska and buy the really big ones. We recommend the smaller ones. They're just easier to carry around.
So now we're going to focus on the things you might want to bring into port on a warm weather cruise. You might want to bring your swimsuit or a change of clothes. A lot of the ports have great snorkeling and swimming, and who doesn't love a beach day?
In addition, bring along with you a sun hat. Again, you do not want to get sunburned on your vacation because it can ruin the rest of it for you. And if you're going to a beach, bring along beach appropriate shoes, whether those are flip-flops or tennis shoes. It'll help you out a lot.
And speaking of shoes, you might want to bring a pair of water shoes. Not all of the beaches in the world are nice and sandy. A lot of them are rocky or have sharp pebbles, and you would really benefit from having a pair of water shoes in those instances.
So now let's talk towels. When you're on a cruise, they're going to give you a towel when you disembark, especially in a warm weather area. You check out that towel, you go use it on the beach that day, and then you check it in at the end. Make sure you bring your towel back, because if you don't check it in at the end of the day, they may charge you for it. And also, if you're leaving the ship, you may want to take with you some of those towel clips or towel bands to keep your towel safe when you're at the beach or at a pool.
And if you're going to the beach while in port, you do want to bring a waterproof bag with you. We like to do this in a couple different ways. The first way is to bring a waterproof cell phone bag and put our cell phone in it right away. That protects it not only from the water, but from the sand on the beach. Second, we like to bring a dry bag if we're going to go into the ocean. We put not only that waterproof cell phone bag in the dry bag, as well as any valuables that we wouldn't want to leave on the beach. Don't take a chance, take it with you. That dry bag creates a 2-layer protection for your cell phone while you're in the ocean. It will float alongside you and you can keep everything safe right there with you.
When we go on a warm weather cruise, we like to bring along our own snorkel kits. We got these off of Amazon. They were pretty inexpensive. You purchase them one time and it is so much cheaper than renting them in every single port that you go to. Plus for us, we just feel more comfortable having our own snorkel and not sharing it with others, even though they do clean them if you rent them. That's perfectly safe. Another thing that you want to bring with you is any ocean toys like sand toys or floaties. We bring our own inflatable pool noodles. They've come in handy so many times, so don't feel afraid to throw those in your day pack if you're going on a warm weather beach excursion.
And if you are in a warm weather port, it's probably going to be pretty hot. You might consider bringing a fan along with you, one of those little ones that goes around your neck, just to keep you cool if you're someone who gets really hot.
So now let's switch gears. Let's talk about cold weather cruising. If you're going on a shore excursion on a colder climate, the first thing that you need to think about is outerwear. When we went to Alaska recently, we found that layers were our best option. We all had a warm inner layer, like a fleece jacket, and then a waterproof outer layer on top of that. So we had maximum versatility. If we were hot, we could just wear the outer layer. If it was raining, if it was cold, we could wear both of them. Or if it wasn't raining and it was just a little chilly, we could just wear those fleece jackets and we were A-okay.
And of course, don't forget the accessories like a hat, gloves, and scarf. They come in very handy in those cold weather excursion ports.
And also, if you're in a cold weather cruise, you may want to consider different footwear. Like if you're going to go hiking, you want to bring a pair of hiking boots, or if you're going to be out on those glaciers, some waterproof shoes to protect your feet. It's completely different from those warm weather cruises where you spend the entire time in flip-flops.
And last but not least, let's talk about what not to bring on that shore excursion. If you have valuable jewelry or watches with you, leave them in your cabin. In fact, you might want to lock them in your safe. If you were to bring them on a shore excursion, you are just asking for unwanted attention, and nobody wants that. Better safe than sorry.
Thank you so much for watching our video today. We hope that you really found it helpful. And if you are a first-time cruiser like us, you may want to check out this video where we talk about what to expect on embarkation day.
And what was the one thing that you wish you had brought on your last shore excursion? We'd love to hear it in the comments below. I guarantee we will answer you.
And don't forget to like and subscribe if you found this video helpful. And again, subscribe to our channel because we try to put out new content every single week and we'd love to have you join us. Thanks so much for watching today. We'll see you next time. Bye!
Bye.